Minecraft. It's the best-selling game of all time. Most of us know the drill. Punch trees, build a house, hide from creepers, and eventually take down the Ender Dragon. On the surface, it's a simple block game. But did you know, Minecraft is actually scary? Look closer, and you'll find that Minecraft is far more than just blocks and crafting. Over the last decade and a half, the community has unearthed glitches and funky little quirks, but also depraved and disgusting things that you have never heard of and have haunted Minecraft for years. Today, we are diving into the Minecraft Iceberg. We'll start at the very tip, the facts almost everyone knows, and descend into the darkest, most obscure depths of the game's disgusting history. First, we have a relic of a forgotten era, the Nether Reactor. Long before mobile devices could handle a separate Nether dimension, Pocket Edition players had to bring the Nether to them. To do this, you needed a Nether Reactor core. By sandwiching this blue block between 4 gold blocks and 14 cobblestone, you could trigger a world-altering event. Upon activation, a massive Nether Spire would instantly generate around the player. For 45 seconds, the room would bleed rare items like glowstone, quartz, and pumpkin seeds while spawning waves of hostile zombie pigmen. Old players remember the frantic gold rush. You only had a few seconds to mine your gold blocks before they turned into glowing obsidian, or they'd be lost forever. Once the reactor finished, it left behind a hollow obsidian shell and a giant tower of netherrack that permanently scarred your landscape. While the actual Nether was eventually added, the reactor core technically still exists in the game files as a dead block, a silent tombstone for the early days of mobile gaming. Now, we're diving into true lost media territory. Most people think the oldest Minecraft video is the one simply titled Minecraft by user Jwop, but they'd be wrong. The actual first fan-made video was titled Minecraft Castle, uploaded by a user named Evilville on May 17th, 2009, just hours after the game was released to the public. What makes this video legendary is the version of the game it featured, 0.09a. This was a private test build not only shared with a tiny handful of people. Because of this, Minecraft Castle is the only recorded footage of that version ever known to exist. The video was about 3 minutes long and showcased a massive, multi-story cobblestone fortress. It even had its own Guinness World Record at one point, but in 2011, Evilville deleted his YouTube channel, and the video vanished from the internet along with it. For over a decade, it was considered totally lost, with only a few old forum logs proving it ever existed. It wasn't until January 2024 that researchers finally found a single confirmed screenshot of the castle, but the video itself remains missing. Somewhere out there, it might be still sitting on someone's browser cache or on an old hard drive, waiting to be found. Deep in the disgusting layers, we find Green Steve. Unlike Herobrine, which is usually seen in the fog, Green Steve is said to haunt the forest biomes. The legend started with a viral sighting where a player entered a desert temple, only to find the TNT already primed. After the explosion, a lime green version of Steve was seen standing in the smoke. Supposedly, encountering him causes your game to glitch out, mobs start behaving erratically, and your chat fills with garbled text. While he's likely just a community-made myth, the idea of a stalker entity that could specifically mess with your world has kept him a staple of Minecraft horror for years. Now, we're descending into the layers where the game stops being a sandbox and feels more like a crime scene. First is the Screams of the Damned glitch. In the early days of Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, a rare audio bug would cause the cave noises to loop and stack on top of each other infinitely. Instead of a low drone, the audio would peak into a deafening, distorted wall of high-pitched shrieks that sounded less like a glitch and more like a recording of genuine panic attack. Players reported having to rip off their headsets to avoid physical pain, and the bug was patched out with zero ceremony or explanation. Next, we have the flesh texture mobs. Deep in the archives of early in-depth experiments, there are screenshots of Notch testing out a realistic lighting engine. Because of how the shadows interacted with the low-resolution skins of the time, mobs like the pig or the human would often appear to have raw, wet, muscle-like textures instead of flat pixels. It gave the impression that the creatures were inside out, glistening under the blocky sun. The biological look was quickly scrapped for the cleaner, cartoonish style we know today. But the images of those wet, fleshy husks still circulate in the darkest corners of the forums. Next, the body in the bed myth. This one stems from a frame-perfect glitch in Beta 1.2. If a player was killed by a mob the exact millisecond they entered a bed, their character model wouldn't despawn. Instead, a static gray-skinned corpse of the player would remain tucked under the sheets permanently. Because the game technically considered the player asleep, you couldn't break the bed or move the body. You're forced to either delete the world or live in a house with your own rotting, unmoving double staring at the ceiling. We've officially left the world of fun facts and creepy glitches behind. This is the bottom of the abyss, the final layer of the iceberg. The entries we're about to cover aren't just spooky stories or urban legends meant to give you a chill. We're looking at the genuine darkness that has attached itself to this game over the last 15 years. From real-world crimes orchestrated through private servers to disturbing archives of snuff builds and the deep web black markets that trade more than just rare accounts. In this layer, the horror isn't a mob hiding in the fog, it's the actual people behind the screens. This is a part of Minecraft's history that Mojang and the community wants deleted. If you're sensitive to topics involving real-life trauma or criminal activity, now is your chance to click away, because once you see what's at the bottom of this game, you'll never look at those simple blocks the same way again. At the absolute floor of the abyss, we find the Bradley Webb incident. In late 2014, a server began circulating on obscure Minecraft forums called The Collection. It was run by a user known as Bradley Webb, who presented himself as a friendly, high-energy admin looking for dedicated players to join a private, long-term survival world. But once a player, usually a young child, stayed on the server long enough, Webb could put them into a private voice channel. He claimed that to verify their loyalty, they had to participate in a DNA ritual. He convinced these kids that by mailing a physical sample of themselves to a P.O. box, they would become linked to the server's code. Specifically, he demanded they send them their own dried mucus, their boogers, sealed in plastic bags. What makes this truly disturbing isn't the biological obsession, it's the psychological hold he had. Webb reportedly kept a literal shrine of these envelopes, labeled with the children's usernames and home addresses. When the server was finally reported and taken down, the authorities found hundreds of these samples. To this day, the true motivation behind Webb's collection remains unknown, leaving many to wonder what kind of monster finds power in the fragments of discarded boogers. These have been the scariest Minecraft tales on the internet. Remember to like and subscribe, stay safe, and stay rad, and we'll catch you in the next video.